This is probably the most spontaneous trip that I've ever planned. So Miranda and I came back from just a couple day getaway at this place down in southern Washington. And I don't mean spontaneous in the sense that we didn't know that we were going on this trip. In fact, we had planned this trip maybe like months in advance in terms of putting in the PTO and just knowing that we were going somewhere because it was our 3.5-year anniversary. The thing is, it was just with COVID looming over us and all that, we really didn't have the motivation to say, just commit to anything. Maybe I'm speaking for myself when I say that, but I didn't even book this place that we went to until a week out. And Miranda's been talking about wanting to go glamping, staying in a cabin out in nature somewhere. And it was just hard to find this Goldilocks of aesthetic, not crowded and not in a random sketchy area, just given how close we were looking out. And it was looking very bleak because I'm looking like maybe 4 days out, but I don't know, maybe Instagram was just searching what I was looking for because it gave me this suggestion of this tiny home that was located 4 hours south, and it just checked all of the boxes. It was affordable, it looked nice. In fact, it was also surprisingly, like, the amenities are all there. It's called Getaway, and so you best believe we booked that in a heartbeat. And so just with like 3 days to spare, we confirmed our trip. And so we made our way down to Portland almost. And after the 4-hour drive, we pull up, and man, this place was just some stroke of luck or God working where we found this place, because it was 200 square feet of place. There, you walk in and it's this giant window that borders this bed, and the blinds, as you pull them down, it shows this view of just a field. And for us, there were a bunch of cows in the field, but you know, us city folk, we don't see cows. So it was one of Miranda's favorite parts, just to interact with these animals next door. And it was stocked with like a kitchen, bathroom, working shower, like just everything out. And I don't know, 10 out of 10 would recommend for the price that we paid, especially. And I don't know, just coupled with some s'mores, some campfire talks. At night, we were just chilling and reading books. Even slept early at like 10. I don't know, it was just like a much needed time away. But you know, this wouldn't be the most spontaneous trip I've been on if we ended it at that note, you know what I'm saying? So the night before, here's a clip of just what was going down in my head. It's like, I can't read time right now, 11:55 right now. I'm still packing. I am looking at a menu of a restaurant that I'm deciding whether or not to go to. This is not normally how I plan a trip. I'm literally deciding if I'm gonna go to Portland right now. I haven't told Miranda. I'm literally gonna give her option tomorrow when I see her of like, alright, option 1, we do the originally scheduled plan, or option 2, we YOLO it and go to Portland. I have a proposal for you. You want to go to Portland on Tuesday?
Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Did you not? It just rude.
And so long story short, we ended up in Portland. And so we drove 2 hours down south, and logistically it just made the most sense. But for an additional hour on the road, we could have squeezed in another Portland trip. And so instead of just driving 4 hours back home, we spent a total of about 5 hours on the road and worked in a trip to Portland. So, you know, it was the smart move in our opinion. And so pull up the Screen Door, one of our favorite chicken and waffle places. In fact, Miranda says this is the only time she can eat sweet and sour is at this place. So you know it's got to be good for her. Had that. We even swung by a vintage shop because Portland's the place to be. I didn't realize this, but we have no place like this out in Seattle where it's just racks on racks of just vintage clothing, super old gems. Here's some photos of me trying on random things in my moated face. But picked up this flannel for like 25. It's a Pendleton wool. I mean, I'm a fan for anyone that cares about vintage clothing, but got this. I don't know, it's just like definitely would go back. After that, we also swung around to Muji. If you guys know, there is not one in Seattle, and I don't understand why that there is not this glorious place in Seattle. And for those of you who don't know, it's like Uniqlo meets IKEA, where it's this Japanese aesthetic with like interior design mixed in with stationery, mixed in with clothing. Like, it's one of my favorite places to shop, even though I rarely buy anything from there. In fact, it's my favorite place to like sightsee, actually. Let me rephrase that. But I don't know, like no sales tax. We had to take advantage of that too. Miranda bought some things. Actually, I take that back. I did buy some things. Let me get them. I take that back. I got these random like just stationery bags for like $5 each, $3 for this little guy. And so I don't know, it's just like filmmaking. You know me, need this. You know, if you have a lot of gear, you need these things. So after that, we also swung by and just got some Burmese chowder at this one like hole in the wall place that Miranda found called like Top Burmese or something. And man, it was a good call. Just after that, we were just making our way home, and yet some of the best talks of that trip were just spent in the car ride. And just something about like road trips meets conversation, and you know, with someone you care about, like you're just bound to have a good time. And all in all, this trip made me realize you don't need to like have something elaborate to enjoy times with loved ones. Heck, like get in a car and just get on the road and make a road trip somewhere. Be safe, get tested before and after, wear a mask, do all that, but it really is the people that will make or break a trip. And if it's someone that you care about, you can't go wrong with that. And I was deadly afraid of traveling, fearful of the pandemic, fearful of everything that's going on. And so I do believe that there is an amount of just caution you can exercise, but there's definitely a threshold you can go past. And don't be silly. I mean, that's all I got. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.